A march for peace or a call from the dead? The hospital hides secrets darker than blood. Her spirit walks. Will you join the march?
It was a quiet evening on August 9th, 2024, when the world was shaken by the brutal murder of Dr. Abhaya, a young and brilliant surgeon at RGKAR Kolkata Hospital in West Bengal. Her death was no ordinary crime. It was a chilling mystery that left no clues, no suspects, and no motive. The only evidence was a single red rose placed delicately on her lifeless body, its petals stained with her blood. Dr. Abhaya was beloved by her patients and colleagues alike. She had a passion for life, a love for nature, and a dream to see the world greener. Her favorite saying was, "Plant a tree, gift a tree, and watch life grow." Little did anyone know that her death would spark a movement far greater than anyone could imagine. On her birthday, October 15th, 2024, Dr. Abhaya's grieving parents made a heartfelt plea to the world. They requested every citizen to join a peace march in her memory, holding a red rose in their hands. They also urged people to plant a tree or gift one, honoring her love for nature. The march was meant to be a symbol of peace, but it soon turned into something far more sinister. As thousands gathered outside RGKAR Kolkata Hospital, holding red roses and chanting her name, strange things began to happen. The hospital's lights flickered uncontrollably, and a cold breeze swept through the crowd despite the warm evening. Whispers of Dr. Abhaya's spirit began to spread like wildfire. The first sign came when a young nurse, Priya, who had worked closely with Dr. Abhaya, claimed to see her ghost in the hospital's ICU. Priya described her as wearing a blood-stained white coat, holding a red rose, and staring blankly at the spot where she had been murdered. At first, everyone dismissed it as grief-induced hallucinations. But then, more people began to report sightings. Patients claimed to hear her voice in the corridors, whispering, "Find the truth." Security cameras captured shadowy figures moving through empty hallways, and the hospital's once pristine walls began to show cracks, as if the building itself was mourning her loss. As the peace march continued, a group of investigative journalists decided to dig deeper into Dr. Abhaya's murder. What they uncovered was a web of lies, corruption, and betrayal that went far beyond the hospital's walls. Dr. Abhaya had been working on a groundbreaking medical research project that could have revolutionized the healthcare industry. However, her findings threatened the interests of powerful pharmaceutical companies and corrupt officials. She had confided in her closest friend, Dr. Rajesh, about the dangers she faced, but even he couldn't save her. On the night of her murder, Dr. Abhaya had planned to expose the truth at a press conference, but someone silenced her before she could speak. As the journalists delved deeper, they began to experience strange occurrences. Their equipment malfunctioned, their notes went missing, and they received anonymous messages warning them to stop their investigation. One night, as they were reviewing footage from the hospital, they saw something that made their blood run cold. The footage showed Dr. Abhaya's ghost standing in the hospital's garden, holding a red rose. She pointed to a specific spot beneath a tree. The next day, the journalists dug there and found a buried USB drive containing evidence of the conspiracy that led to her murder. The evidence was enough to bring the culprits to justice, but the story didn't end there. On the final day of the peace march, as thousands gathered to plant trees in Dr. Abhaya's memory, her spirit appeared one last time. She stood silently in the crowd, her blood-stained coat now clean and white, holding a red rose. She smiled at her parents, nodded at her colleagues, and then vanished into the trees. From that day on, the hospital's garden flourished like never before, with roses blooming in every corner. Dr. Abhaya's murder may have shaken the world, but her spirit brought it together. The Peace March became an annual event, and her love for nature inspired millions to plant trees and protect the environment. But the hospital remains a place of mystery. To this day, visitors claim to see her ghost wandering the corridors, holding a red rose and whispering, "Find the truth."
Her spirit lives on. Will you join the march? The truth is buried, but her spirit won't rest. A murdered doctor's ghost haunts RGKAR Kolkata. Are you brave enough to uncover the truth? Flower,